Good morning. I'm Behesha Doan with Disabled Veteran. Our veterans fought for our freedom, but some of them have come home forever changed by injuries that are both seen and unseen. Physical injuries are more easily noticed, but psychological injuries can go under the radar. Both can alter a person's abilities, but they do not remove them. That's why we named our organization Disabled Veteran. We're a nonprofit organization with 4 objectives. We train service dogs for veterans at no charge to them. We cultivate a national network of trainers. We're implementing a certification for both service dogs and service dog trainers in an industry that has no certification standard requirement, and to breed service dogs as well. When we hear the term service dog, we often think of guide dogs for the blind, but we also serve many other areas of service dog work. Disabled Veteran is now on the cutting edge of training service dogs for veterans living with PTSD. A properly trained PTSD service dog must master some amazing skills, but before a veteran's ever matched with one, they have work to do. Our PTSD veterans begin their process by learning to work with service dogs we're training for physically injured veterans. This veteran helping veteran paradigm is powerful in helping them regain a sense of purpose. Because service dogs thrive on praise for successfully accomplished tasks, the veteran must learn to overcome their emotional numbness and display a joyful affect when praising and rewarding the dog, even though this often feels difficult and phony for them at first. They must also control their negative emotions when the dog makes a mistake, requiring them to practice patience and problem-solving skills rather than frustration. Because of the nature of service dogs' work, they must learn to remain calm and focused and confident in every situation. This creates the need for the veteran to set aside their own avoidant impulses in order to focus on the dog in a variety of settings. We can all agree that dogs are a social lubricant, and that's a valuable commodity for a veteran who's inclined to isolate. If a person or a situation is unnerving or intimidating to the dog, the veteran must reassure the dog with timely reinforcement and to be non-reactive. The focus on the dog helps the veteran learn to tolerate situations and settings that they might not have otherwise been willing to try on their own. We're seeing that this level of emotional regulation is the thin edge of the wedge as they progress from interacting with dogs to learning to re-engage more effectively with people. At this point, the selection of their own service dog can begin. We engage the veteran's clinician and family support system to help us in selecting the right dog. Involving these peripheral partners can be invaluable in meeting the long-term core needs of the veteran in crisis. Because of our earlier work, the veteran can better meet the needs of their own dog by learning their good emotional regulation and rising above their inclinations to retreat, isolate, and avoid. The dog gains trust and security and to feel confident about bonding with their new leader. With our continued training, the dog learns to recognize and identify the veteran's emotional ups and downs, to respond early and appropriately to rising anxiety levels, and how to intervene, and to give reminders to take medication. In short, a team is born. Because dogs live in the moment, the here and now, the past is a place they simply cannot go. We've seen many a veteran tempted to mentally check out, only to be pulled up short by a soft muzzle on their leg, calling them to return to the present where they can remain together. This seems to be a request that's rarely denied. Because dogs are incapable of deceit, our trust in them can be profound. Their abilities to see, hear, and know what we cannot can create intense bonds and heal deep wounds that some kinds of trauma might prevent another human being from ever repairing. Sometimes my veterans speak of the person they were before they were injured. I gently remind them that the canine partner standing beside them has never known that person. They simply love the person you are now. Because the signature diagnosis of the global war on terror is PTSD, the invisible wound, that means we must expand our approach to walking these brave men and women out of that living nightmare. And for those who recognize the healing power of dogs, our veterans can now have a canine partner for the journey back home. Who knew a cold nose could heal a broken heart?